All right, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game of Fly and Infi. This game taking place here on Last Refuge. Over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map, Fly spawning as the red orc, opening things up with an altar of storms. Meanwhile, Infi opening things up, altar of kings, farm, and barracks. A little bit of buildings placed down for SimCity purposes, as we rush to the 2-minute mark to see what strategies will be laid down. All right, Farsi are going to be going for, Spirit Wolves, maybe a lone grunt into Headhunters. Meanwhile, we're looking at Archmage and Footman already getting trained on up here. Footman going to go ahead and aggro the creeps, try to pull them away, perhaps pick up a Forest Troll Shadow Priest during this time, and then pull back. Forest Troll Shadow Priest incredibly important in this matchup. Peon purposely getting in harm's way as that Forest Troll Shadow Priest, is he going to get taken down to 10 hit points, trying to finish it off down to 11. Oh, Forest Troll Shadow Priest gets body blocked by the Peon, and a big move there by Fly, taking down that Forest Troll Shadow Priest. A lot of lost units, and now unable to abolish magic these wolves. All right. Archmage trying to make their way back down to the southern position, perhaps just lead the units away, as we could be going into some militia creeping or some militia fighting. There goes one wolf there, as the Archmage is on the board with some experience, but desperately wants to get to level 2. Not having level 2 means low mana. Low mana just means lower and slower pacing for human in general during the early stages of the game. All right, what happened here? How come it looks like there we go, my overlay on Twitch kind of got offset. Anyways, let's moving on through. Farsi are going to clear out this Forest Troll High Priest creep camp, and now working on his own to set up level 2 for that Farseer. Meanwhile, back inside, Infi already building up a blacksmith inside his base. There's a scout tower here, and I'm not quite sure I've seen this particular build. Early blacksmith inside the base. Are we going to see rifle casters with Archmage? That's what I'm actually suspecting at this point. But normally human players need a fair amount of lumber in order to go for rifle casters, build that Arcane Sanctum, and do all of the necessary things at tier 2. A little bit of a surprise, and we'll see how this all unfolds. All right, with Headhunters, perhaps he's just trying to turn this into more of a ranged fight here. A rabbit was trying to cross the road. It does not get in front of the Archmage, as the Farseer looking to engage against these Ogre Warriors. These Spirit Wolves should be tanking quite a bit of damage, as the Ogre Warrior about to get taken out. Back off to the north, tech to tier 2 nearly done. Same for the southern side as well. Both sides are playing more of a tech game, not an expo game, as the Archmage picks up a Scroll of Regeneration and a Clarity Potion to replenish those resources on that Archmage, summon up a little bit more. We see a quick reveal there by the Farseer. That crystal ball reveals for 10 seconds, and this might actually make Infi think twice about this expo spot. He's going to end up getting creepjacked here because he saw his Fly saw his opponent trying to send units into this position. Are we going to see some early damage? Yes, we are, and Infi is going to be in a world of pain. Farseer does also have a potion of greater healing, so he's going to be fine for a while. Meanwhile, riflemen show up to the party trying to shoot their way through. Are we going to see a little bit of poking? There goes one water elemental and a footman here. Farseer trying to back away. A little bit more damage. Low hit point. Headhunter going to get taken down. Level 3 now on the Farseer. Level 2 wolves could be summoned up here, as well. Headhunters also dangerously low on hit points as well. Both sides just exchanging blows. We're going to see, well, no, we are not going to see that footman get taken out. Scroll of Town Portal in a time. 2 very low hit point units. That's going to be that Chain Lightning does end up finishing off that low hit point footman earlier. Meanwhile, the Forest Troll Berserker still down to 21 hit points, as the Farseer ends up diving into a position that he does not feel comfortable. Mountain King shows up just in time to force the Farseer to use a Scroll of Town Portal. Perhaps the Mountain King's Stormbolt was not trained. He tried to throw a Stormbolt at the Farseer, and then by the time he trained that level 1 ability, the Farseer had activated the Scroll of Town Portal, so had a target for the consolation prize. Consolation prize of a headhunter. Dire Wolf gonna get resummoned here, absorbing, tanking all of that damage. Farseer sitting at level 3 does have a healing salve and a clarity potion still going as he picks up Claws of Attack +5. Tauren Chieftain now out on the battlefield as well. There's another reveal, and I do not understand the uncanniness of Fly there. Basically, randomly, or not, I can't even say randomly, with great precision, being able to use a crystal ball and knowing exactly where his opponent is. And by actually revealing it, knowing by the timing here, knew to use that crystal ball here because he probably assumed his opponent was either creeping this goblin laboratory or this goblin merchant shop, and by hedging his bets, knowing the pacing and seeing what level the heroes were. Mountain King still bouncing around, getting up to level 3 here, as we see a Great Hall now being established down at the southern expansion. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 2 does have rune bracers, which will protect him against that Stormbolt. Meanwhile, Mountain King sits at level 3 here. It is not Rifle Caster right now. We do see some Arcane Sanctum, but it's maybe just going to be Rifle Priest, as both sides are going to be fighting against each other here in just a moment. All right. Mountain King looking to engage. Tauren Chieftain trying to retreat back here. There's the Wolf trying to get around. Are we perhaps going to see some ensnares go down onto some of these water elementals? That water elemental may just lose. Nope, he actually gets taken down. There's another gift-wrapped water elemental, perhaps trying to force a fight and get more experience into that Tauren Chieftain. Haven't seen if it is Stormbolt or Stomp or a Shockwave. Yeah, Tauren Chieftain trying to move on over, looking like it's going to be a Stomp position as the Mountain King. I don't know if he has level 2 Thunderclap or level 2 Stormbolt here. Great Hall, however, forced cancellation. Mountain King trying to go after that peon now. All right, Headhunter perhaps just trying to pick off some of these creeps, trying to use their time well, and Infi grabbing an Ogre Mauler in this fight, saying, you know what, I'm missing a front line. That's exactly what I need. And now Ogre Mauler getting, Thunderclap sitting at level 2, a massive Thunderclap across multiple units. That was a major amount of damage as the units are now trying to retreat back. Infi's Ogre Mauler quickly gets taken down there. Peons or peasants are still making their way over. Ogre Warrior still trying to get in some hits. That Ogre Warrior should get taken down pretty easily as an Arcane Vault now being established here, and some more creep camps getting cleared up. All right, Tauren Chieftain, is he going to try and stomp yet? Still haven't seen anything from that Tauren Chieftain to show me what ability he has trained. All right, Tauren Chieftain off to the north here. Meanwhile, Archmage sitting at level 3 has Sobi Mask, is not giving it to the Mountain King, oddly enough. Perhaps the Archmage, once it gets up to level 4, doesn't need the Sobi Mask, but for right now wants the Sobi Mask in order to gain a little bit more mana. Meanwhile, Mountain King continuing to clear out more of these creep camps as the Archmage going to perhaps pick up, yes, Scrolls of Healing to counteract some of the damage that Fly may be bringing with now a level 3 Tauren Chieftain and a level 4 Farseer. Rifleman, Mountain King, Priest. Mountain King going after all of that. There goes an easy kill onto a Wolf again as the Grunts and units are trying to reposition. We are at Stronghold and Keep, both sides at tier 2. More priests are getting trained. I don't see any sorceresses out. And right now, we only see one bestiary. So production buildings are kind of limited, and we shouldn't be seeing any real tech changes. Both sides sitting in low upkeep and then just making their way through the map, clearing out some of these lower creep camps. All right, there goes one footman getting cleaned up. Are we going to see another ensnare, perhaps to try and pick off, divide and conquer some of these units, as the Mountain King now sits at level 4. And does he have the Sobi Mask? No, he does not. Archmage, still the one with the Sobi Mask there, and surprisingly, the one that is currently low on mana. All right, Thunderclap across the majority of the units. Are we going to see Ensnare now onto that Mountain King? Mountain King could have a little bit of trouble. Rifleman trying to retreat back. We could be looking at another Thunderclap here. There's a stun with the Stomp there finally coming into play. The Headhunters are trying to poke their way through all of these units. Raiders may be forced to retreat back out. Are we going to see another Stomp? Yeah, that Stomp does last quite a while, and it is the length the duration of that stun that opens them up to damage from these headhunters. One low hit point grunt somehow still was surviving for very, very long. Both sides still exchanging. Overlay not working today. Yep. Yeah, overlay not working today. There was a new patch, and the overlay does not work on new patches unless it is updated. So it just maybe needs to be a version update. Anyways, Kotobe's eating and chomping down on a Forest Troll Berserker. Infi able to get that back, though. Both sides, well, trying to retreat now and trying, well, not both sides. Orc trying to retreat now. Infi winning out that battle, but for and now retreating with those peasants, trying to bring in the majority of the army. Raiders and Grunts going to be coming back close to home, and because they are close to home, reinforcements coming out much more quickly. Tauren Chieftain still sitting on a decent amount of hit points, and also has a potion of greater healing. Mountain King getting in a big thunderclap, and now pretty much finishing off all of those units here. This is a great spot for Infi to be in if he can hold on to these riflemen. He's just winning out on the battlefield. This rifleman could have padded in the way of the Tauren Chieftain, didn't see that there, and now this rifleman will end up getting taken down. This rifleman, not rifleman. Kotobe's looking to back up again. Fly trying to retreat back. Mountain King, not enough mana for a Stormbolt. Archmage now sitting at level 4 has a decent amount of mana again, as the Priest now trying to retreat back. All right, it looks like Infi may have, well, dived a little bit too far. Reinforcements are going to be a long time coming and could get intercepted. And, well, Fly also has that base defense. Meanwhile, the Voodoo Lounge getting pressured here, and anytime you can shut down the Voodoo Lounge, you pretty much remove the healing from the Orc army. Forest Troll Berserker going to get cleaned up. Level 4 now on the Tauren Chieftain. Chain Lightning now bouncing around. We're going to see another Rifleman get taken out. There it goes. Tauren Chieftain now still low on mana. Potion of Greater Healing transferred to the Farseer. Farseer gets it and now healed back up. All right, beautiful item transfer there to keep the units alive, as Fly is up against the wall, fighting back hard, and hoping that some of this natural base defense and proximity to the Voodoo Lounge will tip things in his favor. Meanwhile, Riflemen, Water Elementals splashing the broadside of a Voodoo Lounge here, trying to take it down, but the peons are there to repair it. Raiders trying to make their way off to the north. There's a big stomp there. Remember, stomp means a long stun, and long stun, thank you for the follow, means a lot of damage to be done by everyone else. Yo, man, your stream is amazing. I'd like to be friends so we can play games together and help each other grow. Nope. Oh, all right. Seems like a very copy and paste response there, but thank you for the kind words anyways. Arcane Vault now being placed down here. Level 5 on the Mountain King, level 4 on the Archmage. Getting very, very close to level 3 Water Elementals or level 3 Brilliance Aura. Raider hiding up on the high ground here as that Arcane Vault about to be placed down. Infi is setting up this Arcane Vault and will now have an outpost of his own. This potentially could be very, very bad news, as we now see level 5 on the Archmage. Are we going to see an ensnare? There's a little bit of fighting. There's an ensnare. Rifleman going up against a Raider. Both sides fighting here. Tauren Chieftain could have a little bit of problem. Has a potion of invulnerability. Level 5 now on the Farseer. Tauren Chieftain is trying to fight his way through Water Elementals. Are we going to see a stun? Yes, there is a stun right there, but this is completely body blocking inside the center there. Tauren Chieftain may be forced to try, and the Priest with enough heals keeping the Rifleman alive. Tauren Chieftain is going to Staff of Teleportation inbound. No, going to buy a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability and come back around perhaps the other side. We're looking at 37 supply compared to 35, but Infi is pushing very heavily with this group of units, as the Archmage with Brilliance Aura and Sobi Mask still able to summon up a fair number of Water Elementals. 3 Water Elementals down at a time. That is the most you can have. And now that Archmage also has Clarity Potions accessible, should be able to just consistently summon down more and more Water Elementals again and again. Rifleman continuing that push. Kotobe's coming back around the other side. Farseer brought over a healing salve here. And now Fly is just simply waiting for the right opportunity to try and engage and fight back. losing buildings, not as bad as losing all of your units here, as the Farseer is in a little bit of trouble, gets stunned down. There's a Chain Lightning, there's a Thunderclap. Farseer down to 130 hit points, and now perhaps Scroll of Speed in order to get away, coupled with a Healing Salve. There's another Tauren Chieftain stun. Oh, Farseer down to 5 hit points. Kodo Beast blocking. Is it going to actually get away? Farseer able to escape away at 15 hit points. Potion of Healing is going to be used. Scroll of Town Portal. Get the temporary invulnerability. Coming back around the other side. Going to get back into the fight here. Farseer now back in the fight here. Perhaps going to use Chain Lightning to pick off some of these other units. Summoning up some Spirit Wolves as the Farseer is still healing. There's a Stormbolt. Level 5 Mountain King. Level 3 Stormbolt. There's a Thunderclap. Farseer finally going to get taken down, but not before forcing the Ankh of Reincarnation on the Archmage. Mountain King still trying to dive in as the Peon. Is he going to be able to get body blocked? No, he's not able to body block there. Farseer gets caught up on his own units, and now we're still looking at some more units falling here. Tauren Chieftain sitting at 85. We're looking at some more damage. Kodo Beast trying to, chow down on a Water Elemental, getting full on water as the Tauren Chieftain backs away again. Potion of Invulnerability on the Archmage, coupled with a Potion of Greater Healing. That Archmage should be pretty much fine here. Going to be able to heal back up to full as the Tauren Chieftain looks back off to the north. All right, level 6 now on the Mountain King. And look at the map on Last Refuge. We are 17 minutes, 18 minutes into this game. And well, Fly does have this expo onto the southern side, but I wanted to point out that the majority of the creep camps on Infi side of the map have not been cleared out. You can see orange creep camps galore, and the Mountain King and the Archmage are at level 6 and level 5 respectively. They've just been going at it for so long that their heroes are high levels, not because of creeping, but because of trying to keep each other in no upkeep. Archmage, well, looking to finish off this expo here. Fly going to lose his economic advantage. Farseer resurrected, it appears, at the tavern. This Arcane Vault here could get cleared out. We're looking at 1,800 gold. Still left in the gold mines with 200 gold in the bank here. So expos are going to be incredibly important, as this expo or this location still has plenty of mining going for it. Trying to repair a little bit here. You can see the Tauren Chieftain going to be brought over. 31 supply. Mountain King perhaps going to try and get a Stormbolt here. Tauren Chieftain is not even getting rifled by any units here. Tauren Chieftain finally going to throw down a Stomp. There you go. Cleaning up some of these weaker riflemen. And once you clean them out, perhaps the Raiders can dive on in onto the Priest. One Raider getting taken out. There's a Chain Lightning trying to bounce around, trying to finish off more units. And both sides are just suffering heavy losses as the Archmage gets up to level 6. There's level 5 on the Tauren Chieftain, level 5 on the Farseer, level 6 on the Mountain King, and now the Archmage is going for, I believe, Mass Teleport. No way of really knowing, as I can't see their skills. Archmage looks like it is Mass Teleport, unless he just hasn't used the ability as of yet. Units trying to get back across, as the Water Elemental is now up to 825 hit points. Very difficult to take down, especially for a Tauren Chieftain that went for Stomp, and there's no longer an army supporting Fly. 23 supply going up against the Archmage, level 6, Mountain King, level 6 as well, and still trying to shoot their way through. I believe the human army is somewhere in the low 40s. Stormbolt onto the Farseer. Farseer going to get Thunderclap and then perhaps try and escape away. Meanwhile, Archmage down to 227 hit points. Are we going to see a little bit of damage? There's that Mass Teleport. Is the Archmage going to get away? Yes, gets away at 77 hit points. Farseer could not get the Chain Lightning off in time. That Chain Lightning would have perhaps killed multiple units, as that Archmage was healed and just kept on life support before getting away. Tauren Chieftain at 5. Farseer is at 5. This can still be anyone's game, especially as this expo is still up. Infi needs to clean it up. Otherwise, he's going to have a very difficult time trying to stop it, as reinforcements would be coming in for Fly and not for Infi. Riflemen are 1-0 upgraded. The Great Hall looks like it is about to fall. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain sitting across on the side here, perhaps gonna use an invisibility potion. And well, what can he really do at this point in stage in the game? Well, Farseer could be in trouble. Down to 105 hit points, 95, 57, 48. There's the potion of lesser invulnerability. There's an ensnare. There. Oh. Tauren Chieftain was about to put his foot down again, and the Archmage able to get away with that mass teleport. All right, taking down this Arcane Vault with a Raider, perhaps a good idea. That is a lit... Oh, apparently Pillage was not... I thought Pillage was researched. Oh, that was the previous game. Yes, they're in your backpack. Farseer, Tauren Chieftain, making their way off to the north here. Another invisibility potion. Perhaps another invul potion here. Red creep camps finally getting cleared out on the map now. Tauren Chieftain making its way over. Farseer making its way over. And timing is going to be key here. Tauren Chieftain trying to make its way, perhaps catch some of these other units. Doesn't see it as the Tauren Chieftain is invisible. There's another mass teleport to teleport away. Where's the Archmage going? Going off to the other side. Getting all of the Ogre Lord items is absolutely huge. And being able to pick up these powerful items on opposite ends of the battlefield. There's that Medallion of Courage, Strength and Intelligence, +5 on each Mountain King, now north of 400 mana as a peasant gets taken out. Tauren Chieftain wants to say surprise and put his foot down, but the Archmage's mass mobility is just making it a bit too hard. There's a Chain Lightning bouncing around. There's a Thunderclap taking down a Raider. There is a Stomp. There goes one priest there, and we're just trying to pick off units at any way we can. Rifleman about to get taken down. Tauren Chieftain going to try and take down another one here and chasing after units. Meanwhile, Militia fighting back at these Raiders. There's a Chain Lightning bouncing back around once more as this Rifleman down to 11 hit points. Did the Tauren Chieftain get the experience? I do believe so. Long distance mining happening here by Fly. Meanwhile, it looks like some long distance mining was trying to be executed, but that creep camp, as I mentioned earlier, was not cleared out. There's a Stomp right there. Archmage able to use a potion of invulnerability in the time and now use a mass teleport as well. All right. Well, there is a Voodoo Lounge out across here. There's Voodoo Lounges pretty much in pretty much a lot of corners on the map. Going to be able to heal up easily. There's a healing salve, perhaps a clarity potion on the Tauren Chieftain. Gold is rather limited for Fly, though, as well. Fly retraining. All right, so Fly retraining, going now into Shadow Wolves as opposed to level 3 Chain Lightning. This peasant here walking back and forth wants to see what is happening with those peons. Peons, 6 of them going the distance. There's a mass teleport, and all of these peons perhaps going to fall here. All right, one peon already down. Other peons going to get cleaned up as we see the Shadow Wolves are trying to get into position. Multiple peons all cleaned up, and that is the ability of the Archmage being everywhere it needs to be. There is a Stomp cleaning up some of those other units. Another priest bites the dust here. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 5, going after these remaining units as we see the Shadow Wolves are getting into position as well. The Shadow Wolves can perhaps take down the Rifleman pretty easily as the Archmage is trying to go after that Grunt now. Tauren Chieftain trying to get in front here, perhaps stop the attacks, stop the running as this Wolf is still trying to chase after that Rifleman. I do not believe it will be... Oh, one more critical strike hit should do it, but nope, not enough. Units retreating back. Mountain King going after the Ogre Magi creep camp here, getting a little bit of gold, clearing out creeps. We're looking at the Farseer sitting at level 5. Not that much gold. Can't even buy items from his own store in order to try and win the game. Tauren Chieftain, Farseer going after this Murloc creep camp now. There's another mass teleport going over here to the top left. You see that Mountain King with that Thunderclap dealing so much damage. Tauren Chieftain wants to do a similar strategy, but remember, its Stomp is really more for the stun so that your other units can do damage, and that has been the problem throughout this match. Fly has not been able to maintain the army so that 5 seconds of stun would turn into large amounts of damage onto units. Murloc Huntsman now getting cleaned up here. They will get taken down. A couple of Nightcrawlers, they're going to be trying to retreat back. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 5. Meanwhile, top left-hand side, Archmage with triple gloves of haste, well, a fast attack speed, not even very fast. Mountain King could perhaps take one of those gloves of haste as well, as the Forest Troll Berserkers now getting cleared up. Farseer not using a clarity potion yet. Mountain King or Tauren Chieftain wandering around here. There is a pretty easy to kill water elemental. Tauren Chieftain is right there. Are we going to try and engage here? Tauren Chieftain trying to get away. Are we going to see some Spirit Wolves? Another Stormbolt under the Tauren Chieftain could cause problems. No. Purposely waits until the Mountain King gets close, throws down a stomp, and then able to walk away easily. No healing salve though. Farseer needs to find a way to keep that Tauren Chieftain north of at least 800 hit points. As long as he's decent on hit points there to start the battle, one Stormbolt won't put him in danger. All right, Shadow Wolves are off in position here. Priests do have Dispel magic, able to clean up the Shadow Wolves before they do too much damage. Shadow Wolves off to the side here. Archmage going to try and engage. All right, are the Wolves going to perhaps pick off a couple of the Peasants as we're looking to fight against these two groups here? 14 supply, so not a very large army at all. And we're looking at a couple of Peasants trying to retreat back with gold still. All right, that Shadow Wolf constantly doing a little bit of path blocking still, as this Voodoo Lounge could end up getting taken out. I would have thought these would have been easy targets. Stop the gold harvesting. As we see, well, one rifleman getting shot, or not shot down, taken out here. Lot of individual micro. No wonder it feels weird. I didn't have my speakers on. All right, Tauren Chieftain is in trouble, down to 100 hit points. Is he going to use the Invul Potion? Yes, he does use the Invul Potion in the time there. Shadow Wolf's going to get taken out. There's another healing salve there. Tauren Chieftain dangerously low on hit points, but also dangerously close to level 6. That could be a game changer right there. Getting up to level 6 could be a big enough deal. Farseer sitting at level 5. Tauren Chieftain trying to, well, keep the distance here. There is a Shadow Wolf wandering back and forth, and the Farseer can easily clean up some of these units, or Tauren Chieftain could perhaps clean up some of these units. We're looking at a little bit of damage here. That's all that's needed. A little bit more experience, but in comes a mass teleport. Tauren Chieftain going to try and back away, takes a Stormbolt in the back. Shadow Wolves are trying to cause a little bit of blocking. Tauren Chieftain down to 7 hit points. He gets taken down, and that is going to be the game. No real way to stop a level 7 Mountain King against a solo level 5 Farseer. No Sobi mask on that Mountain King. There's a Stormbolt again, and there's a Water Elemental. This Farseer doesn't have a chance. Took some time for Infi to close out this game because of Fly's Expo down on the southern portion of the map, giving additional resources. But I've said this in other games, sometimes Expos just fill your opponent's experience bar. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.